Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is Naaman with the DC Camp, Branch of Great Millstone, back for another video. But first and foremost, call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kahakwadash. And of course, once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations also go out to the fellow Hakim that are out there on the highways and byways pushing the truth across the four corners of this earth. All right. Of course, posting numerous videos across social media sites that further helps to get the truth out to more people. All right. Because, hey, this is what we're doing, trying to wake up the remaining hopeful elect. This is going to be a short video just to prove to those naysayers that, and you got a lot of Jake that, oh, there's, it's not so bad here. You can still make it if you just work a little harder and everything, and don't realize that, well, everything's controlled as far as what you do under so-called white supremacy, under Edomite supremacy. And, people don't like to listen to us, of course. So I just thought I'd play the video here and just let it come from the source. All right, you got to understand, certain people do not like it when Jake is happy. You can see the expression on, when you have some of you, you might notice, some of you don't, but trust me, they watching. All right, and it's a control issue, and that's what white supremacy, so-called, what Edomite supremacy is all about. Control. Control. All right, so here we go. This is from the African Diaspora News Channel. White man shares the reason why his people are triggered by black joy. Let's get the copyright disclaimer out the way. This is copyright disclaimer. All right. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right, so let's go on to get this rolling.
On social media right now, creating chaos and controversy in his own community, which is the white community. They're really not happy with what he's been saying because he is talking about their inner circle and how they see the world and how they see black people, and needless to say, they're not very pleased with him. Recently, he made a statement that caused a stir, and he said, and I quote, "White people are triggered by black joy," end quote. Watch this clip, we'll come back and discuss.
I think white people are so triggered by black joy because they have zero control over it. And white people are all about control. And anything they don't get to control and manage and dictate freaks them the hell out.
They don't get to be the leader.
We've heard people saying that they feel so uncomfortable in public, and according to him, it's because of control. It's all about control, and they don't feel in control in that moment when black people are happy, pleased, self-esteem is high.
Which, to a certain degree, has to do with what's going on here in Washington, D.C. All right, with this crackdown, because clearly, even if you didn't believe the numbers, just the overall, and yes, DC has its issues. I'm not saying it. Trust me on that. But it's not like what they're making it out to be. In fact, everywhere, you know, since came out of that, juicy juice era. All right, and everybody started getting out, and then you had so it's more to this than what they're saying, because this was all pre-planned. All right. This guy, this kid, they call big balls. I mean, there's no, as far as I know, and it's all kinds of cameras here in DC. I have yet to even hear anybody ask, is there video evidence of this? You know? There's a camera right there. Where's this other person that supposedly was, where's the victim of the alleged carjacking? Where's her witness testimony? But no, I'm not absolving the YNs here. No, not by any means. They're gonna get theirs. Trust me. All right. They've locked a lot of people up over this past weekend. I heard it was like 127 or 37, something like that. All right, and got some guns. You know, because Jake don't pay attention to what he needs to pay attention to. All right. But yeah, control. It's as if they're saying you niggers have had a free run for a long time now. That shit ends. Anytime a good, decent white person can't walk down the streets and feel safe, knew it was coming. Because what? This is what they coveted. They got tired of hearing, this is Chocolate City. All these decades. Now they're threatening to end home rule. Again, control. And it's not without, I mean, it's not like it's a little truth to it, but again, something my older sister told me when I first came up here. This was all theirs anyway. And that's something else Jake hasn't come to grips with. And by and large, do not know. We are still in captivity, as it says in Baruch 3:8. We are yet this day in our captivity. All right. Jake, for some reason, thinks he's free. I can't imagine why. Let me change this. I can't imagine why. This is Baruch 3, because he fell for all this civil rights era crap. This constant barrage from everything going over the airwaves. This is Baruch 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments. Another word for that is a tax. All right. Another word for that is a tribute. All right. It says, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Most High Yahweh, our God. And this is why we're going through what we're going to. All right. But for those of us, rather, that have been blessed with the Holy Spirit and to interpret these scriptures, we see the prophecies, and yes, there is light at the end of the tunnel. We see this. All right. This man's going down. He knows it. And he hopes not too many of us realize that. So next, don't know when, but sometime in the near future, you're going to see a lot more restrictions on your internet, things of that nature, social media. It's still something they're waiting on as far as TikTok is concerned. I guess for somebody to buy it, that deadline is, I'm not sure. I just thought about that. I didn't have a chance to investigate, research that, which isn't such a big deal because everybody's just going to go to Red Note. So, I mean, yeah, they have to tighten the reins because so much information has gotten out concerning when he talks about so-called white people. Well, he's talking about those Israelis too, and all the truth that's coming out. All right, this recent incident here in D.C. where an aide to Netanyahu just got caught. I think he has something to do with cybersecurity. Just got caught with something to do with pedophilia, I think it was. He was arrested, and all of a sudden I think it was 8 of them altogether, including himself. Well, you still got 7 that they're still holding, last I heard, and he's fled the country because they let him. All right, so you know who runs this country now. At least I hope you do. It's not who you think, and that's becoming more apparent to a lot more people, and they realize that they got fooled into voting for this guy. All right, and you see a lot of people burning their MAGA hats, and you got a lot of disillusioned Edomites slash white people, and they are fed up. A lot of them, can't give you a percentage, voted for this guy for the simple fact that they thought people such as myself were going to be the ones that, got the shaft, so to speak. But no, they're quickly finding out, hey, it's them too. No, this can't be. This America. Okay. Yeah, and it's slated for destruction. All right, and it's going to happen. All right. So let's get back to the video.
Self-confidence is high and they don't need anybody else to affirm that, and they're just enjoying their lives and being joyful. It pains or triggers the other race because they want to be in control of everything and they don't control that part of their life, so it triggers them according to him. And this video actually reminded me of things I hear from people when they're in public and there are white people around them. If they start laughing and enjoying themselves, if they turn around and look, the other folks that are around them seem very uncomfortable. Why are you so uncomfortable that I'm happy? I'm enjoying my day. I'm enjoying my dinner. I'm enjoying my colleagues, my friends, my family. Why are you so worked up about my happiness? Just recently, a video went viral of a group of women enjoying their meals and they were laughing because maybe someone said a joke or whatever the case may be. They were enjoying themselves and laughing out loud. The table seated right next to them, that is not the same race, started mimicking them and laughing and trying to poke fun of them, and these girls noticed that really quickly and started filming them and started this almost like a battle where they wanted to stand their ground and tell them that you're not going to intimidate us and shut us up. We're going to enjoy our meal. We paid for it. We're here the same way you're here. We're a consumer. We want to eat. We want to.
Yeah, these people are so jealous and envious of Jake. By and large, that's what's fueling all of this. They can never be us, no matter how hard they try. They've stolen our identity. And the whole thing, Psalms 83, was designed to try to keep us from realizing who we really are. And it's not working, at least for as long as they had hoped. How about that? Well, that lets you know that they're not the end all and be all as they think they are. And that's, Isaiah 14th chapter and 2 Thessalonians 2nd chapter. All right. Yeah, how about that?
To enjoy ourselves, so we're not going to allow you to take this joy from us. So they continued enjoying themselves, but some people, it just turns them off and they leave that restaurant, or they just shrink themselves because they don't want to be judged, right? So this happens more often and you don't hear white people admitting it. I guess that's why this man is going viral. People are like, yeah, thank you for exposing that, because we already knew this. Is just.
Yeah, let me bring this up real quick because this governor in Indiana, all right, still can't understand that that they want to go back to the old days. All right. God dang it. Let's see. Shit. Salakia. This Indiana governor, Mike Braun, is trying to do away with interracial marriage. Now, here's the thing, because the initial case happened where I'm at, just across the river down in Virginia. So what they're trying to do, they can't do it federally, all right, thinking they're going to go through the Supreme Court. So what they're trying to do is get the ruling to knock it down to state level. All right, let me go ahead and read this. This is this bastard here. I mean, whatever. But they just can't, God damn it, they just can't leave Jake alone. All right, regardless, Mike Braun, Indiana GOP, of course. Let's see, when was this? Let's see, all right. I think he's governor now. This is an older one. But anyway, Mike Braun told local reporters on Tuesday that states should decide the legality of interracial marriage before maintaining that he misunderstood the questions and condemned racism in any form. Yeah, right. Asked if he would be okay with the U.S. Supreme Court leaving the question of interracial marriage to the states, Braun replied, yes, I think that that's something. If you're not wanting the Supreme Court to weigh in on issues like that, you're not going to be able to have your cake and eat it too. I think that's hypocritical. Loving v. Virginia, the Supreme Court decision that legalized interracial marriage in the United States was decided in 1967. All right, it was Edomite and a Jake woman. As soon as it loads, there it is. This is them in 58. Mildred and Richard Loving. All right. Loving v. Virginia. Legal case decided on June 12, 1967, in which the U.S. court unanimously struck down state anti-miscegenation statutes in Virginia as unconstitutional under the equal protection and due process clauses of the 14th. Uh-oh, there's that 14th Amendment again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So they want to knock back 65 Voting Rights Act. They're trying to dismantle because they're saying, well, we don't need this anymore. We've aged out of that. Everything's good now. They don't need that kind of protection. Like, this is not 1965. See what they're doing? And they use these buffer communities, say like Moab, the so-called Chinese, when they brought their case against affirmative action. Well, lo and behold, it hurt them. And now they're having trouble with admissions. So, hey, there you go. Let's continue.
They want us to believe that we're creating this narrative by ourselves in our head, and that is really not happening on the ground. But this one says, yeah, it happens, and the reason behind it is because we feel like we're not in control, and when we don't feel like we're in control, it triggers us. So Black Joy is a trigger for them, according to Ben the Curious, the man that is ruffling some feathers right now as we speak on social media. Anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about this. I'm Wongel Zelalem. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
So there you go. Yeah, we got to get away from these. You pray every day that this place is destroyed. Why the fuck would you want to stay here? I got to deal with these grimy ass niggers here, and all these other motherfuckers. What? Wow. This is it? This is all you want, Jake? You have no vision. And let me get that. All right. That's a big thing with Jake. You have this white man so-called white man, this Edomite has destroyed our people. All right. let's see. Let's see. Is it 28 or 29? Hold on. This is a good one. 28. It says, "When the wicked rise, men hide themselves." All right, but when they perish, the righteous increase. That's not the one I was looking for. Let's see. I think it is 29. Let's see. Let's see. Here it is. Yeah. Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. All right. They can't stand when Jake. All right. What do you think one of the reasons we're behind them sabotaging us all the time? When we built towns and things of that nature to get away from them. How fucked up is that? Jake, for the most part, just wanted to be alone. Nah, we can't have that. Can't have that. Jealousy and envy, right? You've had us in hardcore chattel slavery. And then we get released, and within 1 to 2 generations, we got our own shit. Wow. All right, so with that, once again, I hope whoever views this video has edified us, what we do. This has been video from African Diaspora News, and touched on this asshole here, Mike Braun, trying to, I mean, depending on how you look at it, you know, wanted to do away with interracial marriage, and then, of course, rolling back this case here, which is the case law, Loving v. Virginia. All right. So, with that, I hope, once again, we here in D.C., you know, they got bringing in more troops from West Virginia and other neighboring states, like we're actually at war. Yeah, yeah. Talk about overdoing it, but it's going to backfire. But in any case, remain circumspect out there. All right. So with that, hey, shalom.